we're back. See what happens? We're back with the See What Happens and Real Robcast. The always lovely, incredible. I can't see you.
I'm here.
Can you slide over?
Yes.
Patricia Maya Schneider. Hi, darling.
Hi, baby.
And also the lovely and talented Jamie Lissow.
What's up, guys?
Yay!
Missed you guys.
He's back.
It's so good to be back.
Now, when I try you on the phone,
Yes.
you don't answer a lot these days because you're busy. But when Siri says Lissow,
Mm-hmm.
So what is it?
It's Lissow. I'm pretty sure.
Lissow? So you just know when somebody says your name wrong, like I have for the last 9 years, you just go with it and you don't even question it?
I think that I don't. That's probably part of it. I don't like confrontation,
Okay, there you go.
even if it's correcting someone of
There
how to
you-
pronounce my name. But
Okay.
did I ever tell you when I was on the radio? I think I might have told you this, but
Lissow.
the,
So should I
the
call you Lissow?
Lissow.
Lissow.
But the host mispronounced my name every day. He mispronounced it for the first 5 days, and I
I've
didn't.
worked with you for 10 years. I've mispronounced your name
Have
for 10
you?
fucking years.
Maybe I really am the one saying it wrong.
Lissow. You want Lissow, right?
Lissow. Are we saying the same thing?
Lissow.
Lissow.
Lissow. Jamie Lissow?
But then my mom was like, "Will you please talk to the guy because he's saying our name wrong?" And I go, "Yeah, I'll tell him." And I told him, and he just kept fucking saying it the same way. He didn't.
Really?
He didn't
For
change it.
years? Or
Yeah, for 5 years.
Well, I have an excuse because I have an accent.
You do have an accent.
Yes.
I just noticed it.
You did? Oh,
very-
my goodness.
Very sexy.
Rob only has an accent when he says my last name.
Yeah. Well,
Lissow. Lissow. Yeah,
Rob-
Lissow, Lissow. It's
Rob-
French, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Rob only has an accent when he's making fun of someone, too. Yeah.
Patricia pointed out that every time I talk to my Australian friends, I do an Australian accent for 10 years now.
Every
Hey.
time.
Every
Yeah.
time, but it's not like one time, and they never get mad, or they do, but they never.
I've
don't.
heard
They
you do
never
that.
say anything.
I go,
but-
how you going? Yeah, no, it's good to talk to you too. No, it's great. No, it's getting back and getting back to Australia. Yeah.
I know,
Anyway.
and they always laugh. Like, like how funny.
Rob's hello is mocking.
Yeah.
But it's the first time I really thought that, maybe, they don't like it. Because I always just, you assume people, they must love it.
Sure, I
Yeah.
love it. Do you think they hear the difference? Because what would happen if, I called someone and they did my accent? Would I notice?
Yes.
You're
think
doing
so.
it in an over-the-top mocking way, so I think
How,
I
can
think they would
you do
notice.
Jamie? Like, how Jamie
Can
talks?
I do Jamie? Jamie has a way of talking. It's kind of like when he talks to people, he's not really talking to them. He's asking for permission and approval the whole time he's talking to them. That's true.
Really?
Yeah.
I agree with you.
You see? But you don't
Ah.
need to.
I think
Jamie,
it's-
you've
I think-
earned your way. You're a brilliant comedian, great writer, terrific person, good friend, great father.
Thanks,
And
Rob.
I'm so proud of you. You went back to check out the kids, see how they're doing.
yeah.
That you left in Alaska while you left
true.
to move to Hollywood.
If I hadn't
Such
left
a
him,
great
Rob, I
dad.
couldn't have gone back.
No, you're working here. Let's just be straight about this.
Yes.
You're working
Hard.
in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I have a big TV show that you're writing for,
Mm-hmm.
and you having fun with it. I think you're more fun than not fun, right?
I'm having a lot of fun.
Okay, good.
It's a
good.
great job.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm
It's,
glad. Okay, guys, what are we going to talk about today?
Okay, we're gonna talk about. I want to talk about Jamie and that's true about the approval thing. I want to talk about Friends. We're friends, which is gonna be the Friends show. Okay.
Love
Okay.
I want to talk about friends you made, friends you
What-
lost, friends you choose, friends you got stuck with, when you've had enough of friends, and when.
And what do you think
and
your
what
friends think about you?
Yeah, and what do you think, friends? What makes you a good friend or a bad friend or
Wow.
whatever? And we're gonna only talk about Jamie.
Yes.
I did. Do you guys want to hear my weird? I talked to my therapist.
You did.
I
First
start-
of all, I'm glad you have a therapist because I know you were doing the text therapist for a while, I want to get better, but I don't want to spend a lot of money doing it. That's the kind of I want to do it on the cheap. It's like I want to eat healthy at Carl's Jr. You know what I mean? It's like I want to. I want to
very
quit.
true.
I want to quit drinking, but I'm only going to drink. I'm going to drink beer. You know?
It says I'm 30% committed to getting better.
I'm going to put my money where my. No, I'm not going to put my money.
You know what's the worst part?
What?
That Jamie got me hooked on that thing, too. Like,
Then I jumped off to a real therapist.
You know what the worst part is I didn't even do that.
I know.
I said I don't even want to be challenged by text.
You did the right thing.
So tell me. I mean, I don't want some guy in between workouts. He's taking a shower. I'll get back to you. I'm gonna think about this question, but first, I'm gonna go watch some on YouTube. You know.
Yeah.
That's basically what I don't know if our listeners would know that Jamie and Patricia were talking about. There are these
apps.
There's an app where you can have a therapist by text. You know, good idea.
Talkspace, BetterHelp. You also can do video sessions.
Which you've done that, right?
I did, but nothing compares to
being in a room.
Real freaking therapist.
Oh yeah, you got to sit in a room.
So different.
You got to sit in a room and be challenged. Allow yourself to be challenged because some of the conclusions, some of the, some of your foundational thinking is based on stuff that maybe isn't factual and also is not helping you, and maybe you need to be. And a lot of stuff we don't want to be challenged. And so, I mean, like you can have friends and stuff, but your friends are never gonna push you and challenge you. Well, I'm going to. Because I'm a good friend, and that's the focus today.
That's what you think. You think you're a good friend.
I think I can be. I think I have my moments.
Rob, you're a great friend.
Oh, well.
Oh, you're such a liar.
Rob's the most
Jamie.
generous friend. I would say things that...
Well, thank you. But that doesn't mean friends, I've done good things for you, but like the thing... but like,
What makes a good friend? Let's ask that question.
Exactly.
When you need them there, are they there?
Okay.
And also for me, a good friend is like somebody who, if you haven't talked to them for a while, it's like you don't have to explain the lapse in time.
Yeah.
And they don't take it as an insult. They just go like, hey, you were doing your thing, I was doing my thing. I like that.
Understanding,
no
Friends
pressure, but also to confront you with stuff that maybe you need to be confronted with as a good friend. So what was your story?
So
We're going to turn the phones off, guys.
Is yours actually Schneider?
Okay. Done.
So
mine is on airplane mode.
Is yours on airplane mode?
mine is too. Now.
Okay, so go ahead.
So my therapist tells me.
Okay.
Oh, God.
And this
Tell
we had been
The
talking
text
about
therapist?
real.
No, the real one.
Oh.
All right.
This is the real one. She tells me that she sees this pattern, and she's not in any way saying it's a bad thing, but just like says she wants to make me aware of it. That I like to be like a guy behind another guy. So like I like to be with like a big personality or a big like for instance like Rob, like being Rob's friend. She thinks I like being like the opener. So like the other guy, like where
And you paid for this information? This is like $150, $250.
She just said it over and over for an hour. but I think
I could have told you that for free.
No, but Michael,
you guys are good friends. I'm glad I brought this up.
but Michael Caine said this many years ago. Like,
No, but wait. I want to hear the end of the story.
but it makes sense though. No. But that's not a bad thing, by the way, because she's saying it in a way that because Michael Caine said you don't want to be like the guys like fucking the star. You want to be the guy next. You don't want to be the superstar. You want to be the guy next to the star.
Yeah,
That's what you want to be.
And I do it.
And he was right.
I do it in work. So I don't think want to be a showrunner. I like to be the guy who punches up the jokes or does whatever. I think I'm very comfortable in the role of not center stage. Just
Okay,
also.
but
you don't like to be the center of attention.
I don't think so.
But why? No. I think you do like to be the center of attention. But what is the fear? Is basically what she's saying is why?
Well, basically what she's saying. Listen to Rob. You're not a psychologist.
But I play one on radio. But why wouldn't you want to be the guy? I mean, isn't that what she's challenging you?
She is.
Yeah, there you go, Patricia.
But I would-
non-therapist also. Or I should say therapist, no therapist.
I am not. I'm just
también.
cynical. I'm just cynical.
You are. Of me, mostly. So what was the point of it? What did you go with?
And I was sort of pleading my case, which was I think that maybe someday I would want to be the center of attention, whether it's in work or, but it is interesting how I do that with friendships too. I tend to be with bigger personalities and I'm sort of like the quieter guy. But I think that also with comedy, I think my skill set, I think I'm very aware of what I'm good at and not good at. And I think I'm better at being someone that supports someone else in their projects. That's like my skill set. I don't know if I'm
but you can also do it on your own. I'm a big believer in your talent, and so is Patricia.
Me too.
If you got the chance to star in something, you'd be amazing. You'd be great.
Yeah.
You don't have to take a back seat to anybody. I think you're a huge talent. You're a great guy, and you deserve to have that. Why not? ¿Por qué nosotros, Jamie? Why not?
Why not you?
Why not you?
Yeah,
just
I
thought
agree.
I just thought of a shitload of reasons. Why not me?
No, but there's got to be some. But there's also some things. I mean, I'm self-destructive. I've got self-destructive tendencies.
What do you think what's a self-destructive tendency?
To avoid gigantic success, to just miss it, to just fucking undermine it somehow.
Okay.
Because, like, I don't know, I always was.
Is there a fear in there?
Well, I think it's just like I don't want to miss things like my dad. Like, money to me wasn't the be all end all, because like what I really wanted was my dad's time, and so he would come back, from and give me something. And I go, that's not what I wanted. What I wanted was to be with you, So to me, like, money and that kind of stuff was what separates you from real contact, from like what you really want. So it's like, I get that. And like, so in some way, the money thing was never like important to me. So unfortunately, but also for success in show business and whatever is also this monolithic the pile of cash that they throw on your doorstep and go, please do another one. Because that's the weird thing about show business. This is what John Landis, the great director from Animal House and all those bunch of movies that he made, Coming to America and blah, blah, blah. He said, here's the thing about Hollywood. If you make one movie that's a hit, they go, oh, okay. Anybody can get one. But if you do two in a row that are hits, they think you know something, and they just keep throwing money at you until you stop making hits. And that's true. That's really true. So, but
don't you think, like, if you reach a level of success and money, then you'll have more time also to spend with your kids?
Yes, I do.
Rather
think so.
than working so hard and not seeing them. Like, it's a circle. Like, I
and
feel
it goes
like,
by so quick.
I feel like if you guys are, have some sort of fear of that, of reaching that level of success, I don't think it's I don't think you have any like solid, how do you call it, like fundamentals or like
fundamentals?
I would say, yeah. I think.
I mean, what's the fear?
What's the fear based on?
You're still working so hard, both of you, and you're like not spending the time that probably you want to spend with your kids right now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I just think,
So basically, stop fucking around and get super rich, both of you.
No, but what is your thing? Like, why do you think there's something negative in that connotation, what you said, and what her implications were, in you not wanting to be the guy?
Probably it was her trying to make me aware of that. It probably is a fear thing, and it's a comfort zone.
It's
thing.
like you have to be ready for that information. It's like, when somebody just says, "Oh, well, you're into gay bondage," you're into gay bondage. That's what you're fixated on that, and so that's what you're into. So that's would be like, not that there's anything wrong with gay bondage. No, but I'm just saying, if you're into that, you have to be ready. Like the therapist felt you were ready to hear this information, that you were going to be. You don't want to be the main guy. But I would just think, like, I don't know. People could say that of me, because I work with Adam Sandler. So maybe there's some kind of, maybe that's our thing.
Maybe that's your thing. You're right.
Maybe that's our thing. But I do think that, like, to put yourself out there I have a different view of it now than I did before. Because it's just like you can't help in show business to be myopic because you're the focus of the thing. And so, like, I remember, you can become obsessive with like the, what you're going to be doing and then you have all these people are depending on you to be successful at the thing that you're doing. And there's all these people working for you.
Right.
And then there's like this money behind it, and then you got to promote it, and then you got to make it. And then it's
it's a lot of responsibility. Maybe that's what you both are avoiding.
Do you think it's something you're avoiding? Because what if you got fail? Because the thing here's the thing. Because if you got success, like as like the opener guy, it's like, okay, good job. But if you got like success as the main guy, it's like, whoa, that could be unbelievable. But if you got failure as the opening guy, it's like, it's okay.
Right.
It's not as much.
It's not my show.
But if you got failure as like the thing guy, I'm telling you, when you get failure from that hurts like a motherfucker. It's just like when you have your TV show canceled. It's like, that's it?
Right.
200 people no longer working? Okay, well, okay. I'm not working. Well, don't I, So that's
I'm one of the 200. Shit.
there's 201 people unemployed now. So that's just another level. I mean, if that's like something. Mm-hmm. So, but that's interesting. So what did you take away from that?
Well,
Besides the $300 you spent,
I would say she took that away from me, and what I took away
like
from
$450.
it
What is it, by the way? $450.
$150.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
Cheapy.
I think it was good therapy because it's all I've been thinking about since I went.
But why you been obsessed with that thought?
Well, because she said that he does that with his friendships too. So how do you do that with your
How do you
friendships?
do with your friendships? Do you always take a back seat in friendships?
I think so. I think since I was trying to remember when I was younger, I didn't have like a ton of friends. When I was like in 6th grade, 7th grade, and then I remember sort of hooking up with a dude, like becoming friends with this guy who was like extremely popular. Like the girls liked him, and I at that time like had never talked to a girl, and so then he's still my friend to this day. But I kind of took this kind of backseat. He was always like the guy, and I was like the other guy.
So do you not want to be friends with people who put you first?
I don't know. I mean, it's just
Does that make you not interested in them? It's like when girls like you too much, you're not interested in them anymore.
maybe.
Oh, listen to you,
I don't know.
you bragger.
Okay. So funny. Patricia and I were buying clothes the other day, and there was a mannequin. We were at Lululemon, which is like they have some guy clothes there, not a lot, but there's one mannequin, headless mannequin, the body and chest. I said, and there's a shirt that you would wear, and I go, hey, look, there's a. What did I say? Like, there's Jamie, or there's like, there's. Does it talk about, I think they used Jamie's body for this mannequin, and Patricia said, she wishes.
I like those.
You look good, though, but you like those, because I don't like to wear those tight things or whatever, but you look good in them.
Remember we went to, because Lululemon, those mannequins they're in real good shape. And
They're too skinny to me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
and for many years, though, the mannequin was the in too good of shape form of the man or woman. And then remember we went to Target,
and
they had some mannequins
yes,
that kind of looked like they hadn't been taking care of themselves.
they got some mannequins
They're
that,
more realistic.
Yeah.
that looked like they were hanging out in the candy section,
God.
not more the gym section,
Yeah.
the gym clothes section.
I thought that was interesting.
No, but it was literally like not like a normal plus size, but like a plus size. You know what I mean? Like a what the plus? Whoa size. Like and I just thought like that. I mean that's good, but like we shouldn't be encouraging that. But also
You're not encouraging it. You're just you just have things that are available for those sizes.
Yeah.
I don't think you're encouraging anything.
But you can't say just like that person's big boned.
No.
You can't just. I mean, we need to say, hey, look, that's not okay to be that big. I mean, you're okay. I don't mean to judge you, but I just did. But I'm just saying,
just
like,
did it.
but like, that's not. I shouldn't say that's okay, but it's like it shouldn't be. You're okay, but it's like in Zen Buddhism, not Zen, but like in Buddhism, it's like you're perfect the way you are, but you can use a little bit of work. That's what.
I think as long as you're healthy, then you're fine.
But how could you be healthy if you're that big? It's like my dad died at 68. He was overweight, and that's why like I have and he had diabetes and stuff. So it's like I have a real. It hurts. You know what I mean? So like I'm not being like I'm not like picking on people for mean reasons. I just want to say like, hey, you gotta, get up, walk around. Just put it down. Whatever you're about to put in your mouth.
Don't you think too though? I know that I don't look like a guy that's a model, but I like to look at the stuff on the guy, right? Like you look at a t-shirt or something. I want to see like a good ripped. I know I don't look like that, but I don't mind.
Do you think you have
like,
homosexual tendencies, Jamie?
I don't think so. Never really thought about it.
No, but you say you like to look at a guy.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you like to look at a mannequin. Of course. I mean, I like it too. Like that's how we all get hooked, women into this clothes, this beautiful clothing. Yeah, because you see them in mannequins or in these super models, and then you're like, oh my god, it looks amazing, and then you buy it and it's like, why doesn't it look the same on me?
I swear, it's
like
so
shit on
true.
me.
Like I will go to a place like because sometimes you don't realize that you are getting older. Like I don't, and like sometimes and I'll see like this like I'll walk by and I'm performing somewhere, and I'll walk by and there's like a clothing store, and I think I've probably been with you doing this, and they go, oh, that's a nice looking jacket, that looks good on the mannequin. Let me go in there. Let me try it on. And they're like, well, we don't have your size, sir. And I go, what? Well, the one that we have is the mannequin. I go, well, can you take? Well, we'd have to take it off. And I went like, well,
Okay.
I mean, how much of a pain in the ass is that anyway? So they're looking at me like, yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but like it's their job. They're not supposed to say no. So the next thing you know, they're climbing up the display case, taking off the mannequin, and they put it on me, and it looks like shit on me. I look like an old guy wearing a cool suit.
Right.
An old, slightly fat guy in a cool suit. And I'm like, no, this is awful.
Like too tight, or what is it like?
Yeah, just I look old for this thing. It's like a young person's thing. It's like, no, I'm like, no. You can't wear orange anymore, or yellow, or anything like bright blue or something. It's like, no.
Yeah, my best colors
Gray
are
now.
yeah, shadows, nighttime, black and gray. Those are my best colors.
You know that
And then they got to climb up and put it back again. Plus, trust me, they're not as happy
Oh
this
yeah,
time.
of course. You know that I'm having that problem too now.
No, you're not.
No, I swear, because I don't wear the same clothes that I used to wear when I was in my 20s. I swear, because somehow I feel like now I gotta be. I don't know why. It's just a judgment that I'm putting on
Yeah,
myself.
as Patricia likes to say, you're getting a little oldie. They can't be wearing that, Or she can say something was too old for you. So what
Yeah.
stuff you don't feel like you can wear anymore?
I would say that I don't, and I haven't wore like mini skirts anymore. Like
You could.
I think I could.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I look good. But I just somehow I feel like I'm in my mid 30s. Like I don't know. I don't know
I
if
did see you wearing something the other day that made you feel 30s. You had like a wool. It's like a wool jacket that's wool and leather, and you had like a little scarf, and you had like a shirt that had frills on it. I said, "Whoa!"
Which one?
It's like that little green gray jacket that you have with leather on it. It's
Oh yeah.
and pants. I loved it. I look good. Sexy school teacher.
Well, you're a pervy, so whatever I wear, you like. No,
True-
but I'm
true
saying
that.
there are certain things that I don't feel as comfortable
Like what
anymore.
else? Tube top.
Or like very like short shorts.
Yeah.
Yes, like those I feel like
Fuck. No, but go ahead.
I swear. You know when is where I feel like more uncomfortable?
At a football game.
No,
Soccer match.
at school.
The soccer match.
Like if I
picking
have to
up.
pick up like Miranda.
I will say it's interesting to see, like, because sometimes I'm dropping off the kid at school, Miranda at her school, and sometimes the parents are dressed up. Interestingly, the guys are never dressed up.
Never.
Yeah.
They just look like they just got out of bed and had the clothes next to the bed, and they just literally like slithered into the clothes, and then just and they didn't comb their hair, and I just put my hat on and just get right in there, and that's what I see me and my buddy Adam over there. It just looks the same as me. He looks at me and he looks at me and he's like, oh, okay, there's another one like us. There's another one. There's another one of me out there.
Guys really do that thing where they get married and they go, "That's fucking it. I'm not." What are you gonna do about it?
You guys do it.
What are you
That's
gonna do
true.
about it?
Yeah.
That's true. No, I think we like to look good. But the other day, for instance, like I picked up Miranda, and we were coming from, I don't remember, a meeting or something, and it wasn't a short skirt or anything, but it was a very tight skirt with a cropped kind of like cropped shirt.
Yeah.
Those things that it was a high.
It's like a sexy work outfit.
Yes, exactly. And I felt so uncomfortable because I had like high heels and I was like, oh God, I probably shouldn't be wearing this to pick up the kid. But I didn't have time to change.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like I felt judged somehow.
Because by yourself
Yes, by myself.
and the other women.
And by the
looking
other
at
women
you.
that looked at me hatefully. Yeah.
By the way, Jamie, when you pulled up today, did you notice there's like a dumpster in the driveway?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
when that's Patricia's little message. That's my favorite part of being married, when she decides what to go through my stuff and decides what's garbage.
Yeah.
I saw the sign on it that said, "Rob, put all your shit here."
But
Yeah.
anyways, let's go back to friendships. We were
Okay.
there. So, Jamie,
Jamie-
do you think you're a good friend?
I mean, I feel like some I go through phases where I feel like I was a really good friend.
Here's the thing: if you ask guys that,
Yeah.
they're gonna hedge because they don't want to compliment themselves. If you ask a woman, "Are you a great friend?" and Patricia will say, "Absolutely."
Yes, I'm a great fucking friend.
I will say I had a moment this weekend where I did a friend thing that was difficult for me to do. It was like this.
Your wife's cheating on you moment. You have,
had-
you have to say to your friend.
It was
What was it?
similar. Like a guy was having a hard time, and I didn't really have time. I was extremely busy, but I woke up and I was like, man, I really feel like that guy needs a message from me right now, because I had really sensed that he wanted to hang out the day before, and I was busy the night before, and so I just texted him and said, I'm doing some work, but do you want to like come and do work with me like this way? And so we went. And I actually brought like a little pen. I brought these writing pens. And when he sat down, like I just go, hey, I thought you might like this pen. These like kick-ass writing pens. And he was so like happy because he'd been just going through feeling like he didn't have any real friends.
Oh.
And I just happened to hit him up like that morning. And I
you
felt
confirmed
like a good
it. You
felt like a good
confirmed it.
friend.
You
Yeah.
confirm it by being so busy.
Yeah, I did. I was not helping.
What's the best thing you've ever done for a friend? Let's ask each other that.
Okay.
What's the best thing you, Jamie, Lissow, I've known you for 10 years. I still don't know how to say it right. Lissow.
Shit.
Lissow.
I would say one friend.
Best thing you've ever done for a friend.
I gave it one friend like a super honest, your girlfriend is destroying you. Like she's and it was very hard for me because he was so in love with her. She was like cheating on him and he was like a different person. And I think the best thing I ever did as a friend was to have that like really difficult talk with this guy. And it didn't do anything right away. But then like a few months later, they broke up. She was destroying him.
Wow. Well, that's good, and that's a tough thing because sometimes a friend you got to give the the thing that they don't want to hear. Patricia, go. Best friend thing you ever did.
Oh, I've done so many. Let me choose.
Where to begin?
Where to begin? Good
Just
Lord.
go. Just to start to a Rolodex. Go. No, that was a good one. That was a good one. Oh, that was a great one.
Let me open up the files.
Let me get 2018's Rolodex.
One of the best things I've done for a friend, it was helping her to pay her school. When we were in college, she was having a hard time. And there was this dumb contest on TV. And we would always play these two characters just for fun at school. And then there was a contest on TV. Like if you do those two and you win the contest, you could have some money. And she needed it. And I said, what if we go and do that and see what happens? And we just try to make it. And the whole school made fun of us because of that. And they were actually like pretty harsh on her more than on me.
Oh, nice.
To be honest, because I was...
Because you were wearing the skirt and they had the high heels.
No, it was something very silly.
Oh.
Super silly. And we didn't look good. And we did it.
But you did it to look silly on purpose.
Yeah, of course. And we didn't win.
Yes?
And it was very heartbreaking for her that we didn't win. And after that, it was like some of our classmates were like, oh my God, we saw you guys, doing this thing. And I think the fact that I always stood by her and I said, I don't care. And I defended her and all that.
Nice.
That was like my thing. And she is still my friend and I'm the godmother of her son. So, yes.
So how did you get the money for the
We're
school?
good friends. No, we couldn't get the money through that.
But you did, though.
Way. We figured out other ways to ask also the school to have like a little bit more, to give her more time to pay it off. Because she had a scholarship. But the problem is like...
the scholarship doesn't pay for...
Yeah, but no. And it works different in Mexico. This was a...
scholarship goes...
If you don't... You have a scholarship.
Scholarship doesn't mean scholarship.
You pay less. However, if you don't pay on time...
They take away.
They take it away.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
But anyways, it got fixed.
Scholarship strings.
No, but exactly. But I think that was one good friendship thing.
They should call it scholarship. Scholarship-ish.
Scholarship?
Scholarship bullshit.
Yes.
Scholar bullshit.
So
Well, that was good of you.
I would
It's a
say
great one.
It was one of
After hearing
Okay,
that,
let's
maybe
move
I'm
on.
not a good friend.
What about you, darling? What
Let's
have you
move on.
done?
Let's move on to the next subject. Well, gosh.
When you do something, what will it be? That's nice. For you.
Jamie Lissow, whatever how you say your name, that's a good one. Two things come to mind.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad, I was overseas doing a movie, and my dad was depressed. And he called me, and he was, just letting off steam, I'm sure. But he was really depressed. He was down, and he was angry. And he was, his father had committed suicide. And he was saying, having similar thoughts, and said it out loud to me. Maybe I should just kill myself. And I said to him, and I really had to get my shit together quick, because I was like, whoa, this is he's never said anything like to me before, and I really better. And I just focused right in on what I think he really needed to hear at that moment, and I meant it. And I said, Dad, I'm going to be the guy who's going to be delivering the service at your funeral. And I said, there's so many wonderful things I have to say. I said, you're a great person, that you had such really good ethics and morality. I mean, you were the first person that you were among the first person in 1954 to decide to go against any racism in the dealings with selling and renting of homes to people of any nationality, regardless of race. And I said, you helped so many people get their first homes and figure out how to do it when they couldn't afford it. And I said, you've been such an unbelievable volunteer in the community for years. And I said, I don't know how I'm going to be able to reconcile that with this. And he said, it's just so out of character that I don't know how I'd be able to do that. In silence, The next day he called me up and said, thank you, I needed to hear that. And I don't think I was there for my dad enough, but I think I was there when he needed me. And that was the one time I felt like, whoa, I got to him in a way where, you have to have a friend or a family person who's able to hear things from a good place and hear what they, how they can hear something, and let them be receptive to something from a place of love, And I felt like that was, that was a good one.
How old were you?
That was the only one. 32.
Oh, man.
No, I was 31. 31, and getting my head together in a good way. At that moment, and I was just glad I was, because this is before, cell phones and everything. This is like a hotel phone.
Right.
doing a movie in England, and all of a sudden my dad's depressed, thousands of miles away, But we had a good talk,
That's
great.
I'm glad that was...
That's nice. I feel like advice is one thing that true friends, can do. And then, that really helps when you're in a bad situation in your life.
I'm going to start this one.
Okay.
What's the worst friends thing? I had a friend of mine who called me, and his car broke down. It wasn't a great friend, but the car broke down. He's in the middle of fucking the highway, whatever. And I went, dude, I love you. I can't do it. I love you, and I felt terrible about that. But I just did not think that I could go to the side of the freeway and I'm not that guy. Sorry. I'm a shitty friend, I guess, to you, but I'm not. And I felt bad about that. But I said, I'm just not. I'm not going to come out to the highway and the freeway and help you help you with your fucking thing you didn't take care of on your fucking own. You let the thing fall a piece of shit on the 134, and now you're fucked. Now I'm going to risk my life doing it. Sorry. Spend the $300 because you didn't spend the $8 for fucking to get the the what do you call it, the freeway assistance thing. We have it. AAA. Spend the $8 a year, you cheap bastard. But I did feel bad about that. I feel like that was a shitty friend thing.
You are.
I should have gone. I should have paid for somebody to just go, but no, I didn't go.
What about you, Jamie?
Oh my God, my worst thing is probably sleeping with that girl I told my friend to break up with. You just made me think of something I feel so bad about.
Oh, I want to hear this.
I was in 6th or 7th grade, and my friend got in an altercation with one of the toughest wrestlers on our wrestling team. You remember where there was a kid it's like 6th and 7th grade?
Oh, they're men.
And this guy had like a beard. Like a guy that just seems different than everyone else. Like he'd been held back so much.
Tony Lewis was that guy in our school.
There's
Not
always
Tony.
one guy, right?
Mike Lewis. Yeah.
Because you're only 11 years old. So if they hold you back 2 years, you're 20% older than everyone else. Because the years are so.
Yeah.
So this guy was just this. And my friend said something to him.
Beast.
Yeah, my friend said something to him on the bus and made fun of him or something, made a joke. And then he kind of beat up my friend in the locker room. And me and someone else were there. And we were just too scared to
Jump
to
in.
help him fight. This guy was like a monster. And I always felt bad about that. It wasn't a horrible beating. It was just like a couple punches and stuff. But I always think back and think like, dude, why didn't me and this other guy fight this monster?
Okay.
I feel terrible.
I will tell you this. The first time you told me, you, Jamie Lissow, I felt I was a bad friend to you. The first time you told me about some problem that you were having, your wife was... It was something about success for you and the opportunity. And as soon as you told me, you relayed to me the information, this is years ago, I said, that marriage is never going to work. And I told you, and I said, you're going to have to divorce her because that's never going to work. And I just you can't go from A to J like I did. But I really felt that at that time because it's hard enough in life if you don't have somebody that's behind your, but it's one thing, somebody behind your back, not tearing you down. It's tough enough. You tear yourself down. But at that time, I felt like, why did I blurt that out? And I just felt like that was unnecessary. And I could see after that for years, you never gave me any information. You were complacent. How's your wife doing? Fine.
Great.
You broke down.
Support. What?
She's been unbelievable. Yeah, I know. So I know. I apologize.
I think that's being a good friend. I think
No,
both of you guys.
I think that's not a good friend. I think at that time, that was the thing that I just blurted out because it's the way I felt, and that wasn't being a good friend. You have to be a good friend. You have to not undermine their relationship, and say, well, I hope she works on that because that's not, I mean, I would want somebody to support you.
Yeah.
And
I was not ready for it.
Maybe she's not in a place for it. You weren't.
I remember not being ready for it. I was just like, oh, shit.
But I did notice at that time, I went like, whoa, that won't work.
Yeah.
But what's the worst for your friend thing? I know it's got to be a good one.
That I have done to one of my
like
friends?
you just a moment where you weren't a good friend.
She's got another Rolodex out.
I'm Mexican and Spanish.
See.
Let me go through this. Now, is there a place when you maybe told somebody some information they weren't ready for?
Yeah, I think I've said.
Not recently. I'm going way back.
No, I've said things.
You're very direct.
Yes, and I think I've said things that someone probably is not ready to hear.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what the problem is? It's to me.
She's avoiding selling us. You see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but because it wasn't that long ago.
Oh,
That's why. No, but
this is a recent one.
yes, it's kind of a recent. And
So women probably do this more than guys because guys avoid. When you say friends, guy friends, avoid dealing with problems, most stuff, most of the stuff, after I saw you recoil and literally I saw it was literally when you spook a horse, if you've ever ridden a horse and you take a horse too close to the edge of a cliff or something, or if there's a car or something, you're just gonna. I saw your eyes have the same look, whoa, I didn't want to go there. What's gonna happen? I'm gonna kick you off in a minute.
Oh God!
But so what's yours?
I confronted a friend about something.
Oh, that they did to you?
No, they didn't. They didn't do that to me. But it was a situation where when this person was kind of looking for an excuse.
Looking for excuse for what?
For her own behavior.
Oh, to justify it.
And
So she wanted somebody else to kind of say, no, your bad behavior is fine. You should do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't worry. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah. That's most people
And
do
then-
that. Guys would
yeah.
do that. Wouldn't you say that?
We would do that,
Nah,
but
you should
Patricia is not the person to call to say
See,
that.
I think Patricia
Yeah.
does tell you, she'll push
Yes.
you to do behavior that is you only live once. You only live once. Why not? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. However,
When else are you going to get 4 women to sleep with you at one time or whatever? So, take the drug. Come on. Why quit drinking? You like drinking. No, but what was the thing?
anyways, no, it was something that I don't want to say it because it's
It's recent. But what does it have to do with? Can you talk about what it has to do with, or is that going to be too obvious?
it's too obvious.
Does she listen to our show?
Hopefully not. No, but it was
What's it have to
basically
do with?
about
Behavior,
It had to do with behavior,
treating somebody.
and just yes, and treating someone poorly,
oh,
and not acknowledging that the other person was doing their best. You know, it's very best, and I don't know. I didn't like it, and I know that she was probably looking for a. For someone saying, "Oh no, you're doing the right thing," and I said, "Nah, I don't think you are being appreciative. I don't think you are doing enough. You are the one who is not doing enough, not the other person." And
you glad that you said that though? Do you think it helped or do you think it hurt?
I think it hurt.
But did it hurt in a good way or
no?
It's not instructive.
No, I think I should have just trying to. I should have just be less direct about it because definitely that person was not ready to hear it the way I said.
I told you this before, but I had a friend of mine who was close to cheating on his wife, and I knew his wife was like incredible, and I was like, dude, playing with fire, why would you want to do that and risk everything? It ain't worth it.
Good
and
for you.
Just
Did it work?
I think so. Maybe he didn't tell me 100%. Patrice, that's the thing. Like sometimes, because guys were such idiots, they go, "Oh yeah, he definitely did," and the Patrice is like, "You don't know for sure he did." Patrice is the most cynical person.
Well, you'd be the last person he'd tell after the conversation you had.
Are you good? Are you good at keeping your friends' secrets?
Some friends' secrets. Some friends absolutely not.
I think you're like, if somebody tells you something, like you're just 2 seconds away for tweening it.
That's possible.
Yes.
Well, if David Spade tells me something, for sure. But if Adam Sandler tells me something, no.
What about you, Jamie?
I'm pretty good with secrets, I think.
I would say that
I'm good
Jamie's
with
good with
secrets.
secrets.
Yeah? I would think so, too.
Yeah. What do you think about me? Like, do you think I'm good with secrets?
I would say you categorize your secrets. Like, I would say that's the difference between men and to kind of... Men compartmentalize, generally speaking, and Patricia, you're more like a man in that sense to me. Is that you compartmentalize as well? So basically, you'll put something to like, this is something that is like a lock and key, never tell anybody. And you do that with a certain percentage, but there's also stuff that I like to call the gray area safe, where you just like spread it around like wildfire. Depending.
Wildfire.
Like depending, I mean, it's a very California term. No, you just throw it around like you can't wait to throw it out because you put it in the gray area.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
Is that dependent on friends or is it depending on the information itself? Depending on like what you feel like.
Depending on the information. Yes.
Yeah.
Like I feel like like for most of my friends, like their real secrets, I'm just gonna die with them. Like I'm never
I feel
gonna
that
tell
way
them.
too.
Yeah.
I feel that way too. But only a few things.
Yeah.
There's not much that I put in that. I mean, if I open up that safe, there's only like 3 things in there that I say, well, that's going with me.
I have a full like file cabinet of those. Under lock. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is, I will say, when you see a friend going down a path and you go like, whoa, that's not gonna end well, And like, I think sometimes, even if you do tell them that they're not gonna listen to you anyway. And sometimes if they're not ready for it, whatever, it's destructive.
Right.
What about toxic friends? Because also there are some people in our lives that they have to get out of our lives because they're not real friends.
I remember Dominic Madelon. He's one of my oldest friends right up there. He's passed away now. Dominic is me and him when I was 16 years old or 17 or whatever, 18. I don't know how old he is. But it's my buddy Dominic. It was just like, it's a great thing about having friends that are older is that they're wise and they've lived their life. And he said to me, when I was a young man, he said, like, you're going to be successful. To be successful, you're going to be successful. Just nice to hear that. You're going to have to cut people out of your life that don't think you're beautiful, wonderful, talented, and they're going the same place you are. If you have to do that. That's the thing. You have to do that. And it's like, whoa, no one ever told me that before. That, there are people that can drag you down. And there were comedians are just, comedians are the most depressed people. And I remember there's this one guy who's just the most negative comedian. And it's like, God, I remember I was at my friend's, a friend of mine who's passed away now. And that's another thing. When you're friends with older people, it's great because you can hang out. They live so much. They have the most amazing, incredible stories. But when you're friends with older people, you have to watch them die. And that's the toughest. But anyway, so, but you get, it's the best too. But how do we bring this up?
No, I was just asking. I mean, telling about toxic people.
Oh yeah, so
how do
this
you
comedian,
realize?
so this comedian.
Yeah.
Well, I remember one time I was at this other friend of mine's. He was dying, and so we were gonna we're having literally. He was a comedian, great comedian, and really nice guy. I don't want to mention his name, but so we had we're gonna have a show for him at a comedy club, and all his friends were there, and blah blah blah. And we all went up stage, and I said, and at the time I wasn't doing stand up. This is 20 years ago, and so. I said to my friend, this toxic person, said, I don't want to, do old jokes in my act. I'm just going to tell stories, about when we used to hang out together and stuff. And he said, no, don't do that. He'll hate to hear that. No, it'll depress him. Just tell jokes. Don't do that. And I looked at this guy and I go this guy makes me feel like shit. He's been making me feel like shit every time I talk to him. He's always something negative, always undermining any good intentions that I have. And I said, I'm not listening to this idiot. And I went on stage and I just told stories about when we used to hang out, and it was beautiful. I saw him, just laughing and tearing up, and we had the beautiful embrace after the show, and that was the way. And so it confirmed everything. It's like sometimes you do. You're just like, ugh. You got to cut him out of your life, and it's hard. I hope I'm not one of those friends to you, Jamie. I hope I'm not that guy to you.
It is funny how you ever notice how when you talk to certain people. Like when we have a conversation, I feel like we laugh almost every time we're on the phone, and we hang up and we're kind of psyched about a project. Hang up and go, let's go do this. And there's other people where you hang up and you're like, why do I feel like shit after talking to this person?
I know.
And I think I'm way too, I'll forgive people so easily. I have a friend who was a comedian for a long time, and he would do little things like steal your jokes or whatever, you'd forgive him. And then one day, I was in love with this girl. That I had met at the comedy club, and I found out he actively tried to sleep with her. She called me and said is this even a friend of yours? She's like, doesn't he know we have a thing going on? He tried to, he took some pictures of me and he wouldn't email them to me. He insisted we meet in person. And then when I went in person, he was touching me and she's like, is this? And I was like, oh my God, this friend of mine.
Oh, wow.
Tried to bang this girl I really, really liked. But then a few months later, I go,
well, that's something.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what you need to. You got to redline those people out of your life.
Yeah, I have since.
You good.
And I feel good about it.
Good.
I know. It's tough. It's tough to do that because it hurts. I've lost a bunch of friends like that because I didn't realize they were same thing. Every time I would talk to them, they would make me feel bad.
Now I feel bad that me giving you shit because I don't think
I think you're,
some of the times when I give you shit, you're not in a place where you should be in taking that shit. You've been in a vulnerable place.
I gotta say that I'm a better friend to Jamie than you are.
I think so. For sure. Well, Jamie talks to you a lot more about things and trusts you more than he trusts me. He's always talking to me like he's judging. He whenever Jamie talks to me, and I can tell you this, I just feel like you're weighing, should I tell Rob this? Should I tell him?
There's got to be something.
How is he going to take that?
And I think he's doing the right thing.
No, but Jamie, I love you, and you could tell me anything. And,
all right, man.
And if you tell me to keep it a secret, I will tell only Patricia.
Okay. And she'll have already known.
and everyone and see what happens.
No, I know, but I would know. We genuinely love you, and we want your success and happiness, and that we're really proud of your, the show that you're doing. I mean, I'm not proud of the show. I'm proud of you working on it, and someday I'll even watch it because I'm your friend.
Awesome, man.
I might even watch it,
Well,
not the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna watch a whole
70 episodes.
No, I mean one.
Oh,
I'm not even gonna watch. No, I'll watch one.
Okay.
You pick the one that you wrote.
Okay.
And I will watch most of it.
Who's your
because I'm your friend.
Okay.
Because I'm your.
You watch most of it.
I'm the best friend you've ever had.
Who is your best friend? Like if you had to pick one friend that is the best friend you've ever had. Oh, you're such a liar.
No, you
Come
are.
on.
Answer.
You have made me a better person. I can't say that about anybody else. You've forced me against my will sometimes to bring out my higher nature, my better person. You've forced me. You've changed my life. You saved my life in more ways. You've given me the best life that I could have ever had. You give me beautiful kids. And it's nothing. It's not even a question. You're the best friend I've ever had in my life.
Oh, thank you.
No, and I mean that. And I know you say thank you sarcastically.
I am not saying thank you sarcastically.
I know. No, because you can't help but be sarcastic. Everybody sees you. Whenever Patricia auditions for something, you go, nah, too sarcastic. I wasn't being sarcastic.
That's true. It happened to me.
You need a heart and lung transplant. You need to go to Kaiser Permanente. No, less sarcastic. If you need a heart and lung transplant, you need to go to Kaiser. No, can you do it without sarcasm? Okay. If you need a heart and lung transplant, you better go to Kaiser. No. Okay, thank you.
I know. It happened to me.
This Toyota's a great car.
You know what? Actually, I auditioned for a Honda commercial, trying to be one of those. What is that? Like the helpful people. Like then the commercials, like
information
we're here
booth or something.
No, the what is it? It's an act of
kindness,
something like that that Honda has. So, anyways, I had to do these lines of seeing a girl trying on her wedding dress and telling her how beautiful she looked like on her wedding dress.
Will you do it? Will you do the read? So
I did.
Was it? Tell me.
Was like, wow, that dress looks really good on you.
That sounds awful.
I know.
Say it again. Try to really say it in a way. It's not sarcastic.
I couldn't. I couldn't.
That was like the thank you I just said for you being the best friend I ever had.
Oh, really?
Thank you. That looks good. That comment looks good on you.
Tell Rob his shirt is a nice shirt. If I were to go, hey Rob, that's a really cool shirt. You tell Rob you like his shirt looks good on him.
I really like that shirt on you.
It's dripping with sarcasm.
It's just I don't really like that shirt on him.
No, I know. You don't like any of my shirts. No.
Let me choose something else.
I was trying to. It's flannel. It's November. You wear flannel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's November in California.
And
so
it's 90
like
degrees. I'm
we're
sweating
in
my
our
balls
90s.
off right now.
Me too.
No, but I gotta say thank you. Thank you for considering me. You considering
she says.
me.
Wow. I didn't say consider. I said
For your
are.
consideration.
For your consideration. Now, thank you. That's very sweet. But
I knew there'd be a but.
No, but what if? I mean, besides me, who do you think is one of your best friends?
Oh, Jamie.
Oh.
No, I'm not just saying that because you're here. But
I think he's saying
you are here.
I think it has a lot to do with it.
No. You're a very, very good friend of me.
You
very
as well.
Good friend of
Back
me.
at you.
Adam Sandler, my buddy Rick Glosser, Nino Pila.
I was going to say
very much so.
Nino Panino.
Chaz Adelstein from Chicago. Very, very good friend. And, my buddy Woody. But Woody is like my buddy Woody from went to high school together. But he's my buddy because he was friends with my friend. We were friends with a friend who died. And I got... I had to adopt Woody because we had to adopt each other because the thing that connected us was his friend. You took the friend away and we're stuck with each other. We don't really have anything in common. We don't really have any, but just like we feel like we have to be friends to honor our other friend, Craig Frazier, who passed away, And so do you have anything like situations like that where you feel like you're stuck with a friend and and I love you, Woody. He listens to the show. Woody, I love you.
He's probably listening from outside that door.
Woody's like, we love you, Woody.
We love you, Woody. We're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to tell you all the places that you can come see me, Rob Schneider, live. Supposedly, I will be performing Rob Schneider. I believe, yes, I'll be performing it. Well, if it isn't the anniversary of the assassination of John F. Kennedy, Friday, 22nd of November, 2019, I'll be at West Palm Beach, Florida. And surprisingly not, I will also be there Saturday, the 23rd of November. And in West Palm Beach Improv, that is Florida, one of your favorite places, darling. Florida, where all the weird shit always happens. And then you can catch me at, I'm going to be here at Irvine, California. I'm there every Thanksgiving. That's like a thing now. I was there last year, the year before, and now this year at the Thanksgiving at the Irvine Improv. So it's a theater more than it is a comedy club now. It's huge and it's great. And that's going to be the Thanksgiving weekend. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, November 29 and 30, and then Sunday, December 1st. I hope you guys come out and see me, and it'd be great. And come out and see what happens. Thank you. Anyway, so
Very
we were
cute.
saying friends, and then like
Yeah, I have those two friends for a long time ago.
Okay.
I love them. One of my best friends also is Liz, my comadre in Mexico, the girl that I was telling you
yeah,
about, and Carla.
she's great.
She's one of my best friends. I love Carla.
I love Carla too.
Yeah, and it's someone that I really
I love her
trust.
husband. She's like one of some of our friends, whatever, like, that you're friends with, and like they're married to.
Yeah.
Like, that's the guy that like, oh, I can hang with him.
Yeah,
Like if they go
yeah.
on like a family vacation or something, I said, oh yeah, I can hang with because he's such a
Javier's
cool
great.
hang.
He's cool.
Yeah. Crisel, I love Crisel. My friend Crisel, she's amazing.
I love the eye contact she has with you. She's like, when she's talking to you, you really feel like she's really there. And like, I swear to God, like, she worked on our TV show for like I don't know what we did, reshoots or whatever. And like, she worked harder than anybody else, and everybody else worked hard, but like she had a certain passion for it. That was
Yeah.
like she was just like every to the detail. She makes things better. Like when you have somebody like in your writer's room for your CBS show that you're on right now. There are people that are just getting the job done. There's somebody else who just goes over. You're the guy that goes over.
We have a lot of guys that just put everything into it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's good.
a lot. Like,
Don't you feel that's rare?
it is rare?
So I guess your buddy over there, really, that's one of the things he's got to look for.
Yeah, and it's the most accepting. Like I've heard many stories of even that are going on right now with other shows where it's
With us with
competitive.
this conversation, with this podcast, I thought you were saying.
Well, you hear about like
yeah.
backstabbing, and I don't even know. I can't even imagine that.
They got to be slightly jealous of you though, because you're a gunslinger. You're a great joke writer.
Okay,
And you do good, and you're not afraid to throw things out there and help other people's stuff.
I think I do all right. I do
Yeah.
all right. I noticed when
Who's the one guy over there who hates you the most?
Let me get the Rolodex. No, I think we all get along.
That's good. That's
Everybody.
rare.
There's
That's
not
great.
one
That's
person.
nice to have mature people who feel like they're into some place. I
Yeah.
will say when you get older. I mean, I remember like working on Grown Ups with like 10 years ago now.
My son an hour ago on my drive here said, "Can we watch Grown Ups when you come home for Thanksgiving?"
Oh, that's nice. Well,
That's
I will
nice.
feel like, we're a bunch of guys sitting around, we're smoking cigars, sitting in front of Adam Sandler's Superstar trailer, waiting for the setup or for Selma Hayek to walk out of her dressing room or my gorgeous wife to come up. And actually, we were just dating at the time.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
true.
So then, and we were just thinking like, hey, we're all comfortable with each other. It was like Kevin James, Adam Sandler, David Spade, Chris Rock, and me. We're just like, if you haven't accomplished what you needed to accomplish by now, what do you got to complain about? You know what I mean? A bunch of guys in their like mid 40s. It's like, it's like, come on.
That's awesome.
So it was a really good shoot in that sense. So it's got to be the same way in your writing room.
It is.
Everybody's like,
yeah,
know,
and it's
They're happy.
everybody's got a pretty good gig.
you've had your chosen path.
yeah.
We chose this. This is the life we chose,
Did you notice when you were talking about friends? I feel like, well, maybe this isn't true, but I feel like with guys, it's harder to go. I have trouble going like, oh, my best friend. Like years ago, I could have gone, oh, this guy. But then don't you have classifications of friends? Like I have one of the friends like you have from so far back.
Yeah, like,
No one will ever take that slot of the guy that knew me when I was in
oh, yeah.
middle school.
Yeah.
But then like you get new friends. And then so it's like this.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a nice team.
I
of-
will say it's
I
tougher
feel
for me
that
to
way.
make new friends.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But like I have like a couple of people that are on the cusp of being new friends. And I just like, because I don't know if I can really commit to like being a good friend to these people. I'm going to try though. But I also feel like, I think I'd be better at it now, But like there's a couple of people that are on the possible friend list.
Hand in a couple
Do
resumes.
you do like a scan on that people? I do. Like I
do.
measure people
I do.
all the time.
There's an actor that I met recently. I think he's a great guy, great young man, and I had some good conversations with him. I just feel like this is a really, really good person, and I feel like this is someone that like that's I like to put in the category of life improver. You have somebody in your
Yes.
in like that makes your life better and believes in you. And that's an important thing.
But
and
I gotta say that you have it tough because also since you're famous, like a lot of people that you can meet, they could just being like ass kissers,
That's true. That's one of the
and
things.
it's hard for you to
I
know
didn't realize it is
who's
hard.
a real
but
person.
I didn't even realize that was a thing because I never came at this like I was famous. In some ways, in some of the ways too, it's like I always felt like, I was still trying to prove it, even though I was like famous in a lot of the world, for whatever reason or for whatever success I've had. And then like, and one thing was like I was doing a prison movie. And one of the guys I thought was a really great guy. And then I heard I was like sick for a day. I had to go to the hospital, like food poisoning. The next thing you know, I heard what an asshole this guy was every time I wasn't there. And I went like, wow, he was totally nice to me. And that's when I realized, wait a minute. He's treating me better than he treats other people. So you're right. It is tough,
Yeah.
And then I do feel bad, like, like some of the stuff, like, like I've always had a thing against agents. And I do feel bad. Like some of the people, like, because I felt cheated by agents, I'm sorry, the theatrical representation. And some of the guys are like, I remember like one guy I just can't stand. And I do have a grudge against these people, and I won't let them in my life at all. If you're an agent or a representation, like, is there somebody like you would not allow to be a friend? Is there somebody they do something or whatever? What's an out thing for you?
Jamie, go.
I gotta think about this.
Like relief pitchers. If you're a relief pitcher and you give up to what would it be?
Almost what you just said. I'm kind of stealing what you said, but I have a problem with when you. I can't. There's someone that is probably listening. That's why I don't want to. Like, but there's when people do really say different things about you when you're not there. That's my
that's
out.
not nice.
That's
Yeah.
my out. Where like,
But I will say, like, there's an agent, and I always put him in the same category. And I just hated these agents. My own thing, I just always felt like, you have to, I was taking my angst out in the wrong way. There's this one guy who was an agent that I met, and every time, just because he was an agent, I didn't like him, and I was totally unfair to this guy. Doug Robinson is his name, and I did not treat him as respectfully and as well as I should have, and I apologize, and I intend to apologize to him whenever. Unfortunately for him, when I see him. But I do feel like, it's like, I shouldn't have given that. I didn't give him a fair shot because I always thought he's an agent. Now he's trying to do this other thing. And I just had this thing against agents, So this is my own shortcomings that I feel bad about that, But like, but for most agents, I would never have them to be like my friend. They're out, because they say, somebody seems like just the idea of somebody, the idea of they make their living off somebody else's talent without any of their own, that bothered me. But you need somebody to do that.
Yeah.
Like the guy does it really well. As far as leeching off of other people's talent to make money, to make me more money. You need somebody to do. You need somebody, to do some shitty stuff for you now and then.
Yeah.
It's like if you got a problem with your asshole, you need an asshole doctor to kind of do it.
absolutely.
So you need an agent.
Well said.
Yeah.
I think that sums it up.
But you know what? I agree with Jamie. That's my out too. Like when I find out like someone like talking really bad things about me, it's like out, you're out forever. But I'm not as forgiving as you are. Like once I walk away from a friendship, I never ever come back because I have never done it. Yeah. And also I don't like I walked away from a second friendship because this friend actually told me about this other person, like saying horrible things about me. And then like months later, I mean, this person was talking crap about me, right? And then my friend told me these things. And truthfully, I didn't think it was necessary that she told me those things.
Yes.
Because I wasn't friends with that person already. So there was no need for telling me those.
That's just a shitty person.
Except of making me feel bad.
Right.
And then that person obviously talked, like shit about this other girl.
Yeah.
And then I saw them like hanging out months later, and I was like, you know what? Though, F this. I don't need it.
I know.
Bye.
Whenever you hear somebody saying something really shitty about somebody, they're going to be saying it about me.
Exactly.
I remember when I was doing a TV series at CBS, as a matter of fact. No, it was at CBS Studios, Radford. It was for NBC. And I remember talking to this person who worked for Carsey Werner at the time. And she had me come in her office, and she said, I fucking hate writers. They're just like, pieces of meat, they just bring them in. They don't care about anything. And I went like, as soon as I leave the room, she's going to say the same thing about actors.
Right.
And I said, this is just a horrible person. And I said, that's the way I think about what show business really is. Show business is just a distraction for people who would do far worse things to the planet and to humanity if they weren't distracted by this unimportant thing called show business.
Yeah.
So last thoughts on friendship before we wrap this thing up. Did we cover it all? Yeah. Would people say you're a good friend? Let's end with that. Would people say, Patricia, Maya Schneider, if
Yes.
that's your real name, would they say that you're a good friend?
Yes.
They would.
Yes,
You
they
see how
would.
confident she is?
Yes.
So confident.
Because I'm a good friend. I believe me. I've been there in moments that only a forensic expert should be at.
You do dig deep. You do dig deep. When you get in with your friends, I know that because I see you on the phone. You will go deep and you'll spend hours trying to help them figure out their thing.
Yeah.
For your real friends.
You know why? Because I really care. And I
Yeah.
would say, like,
No, you do.
even with Jamie, like, I know he's super busy, but I like to check in. Like,
You do.
Yeah. And
You
see how
guys-
he's
I also
doing.
know, like I can be like, honestly, like sometimes I just know you're vulnerable to stuff, and it's sometimes fun for me to give you shit about stuff. But I know that I've been hands off as more than not. Occasionally I go, "Where the fuck are you, you unloyal motherfucker?" No, but you.
That's not a good friend.
I know it's not. I know, but my point is, I haven't done it as much.
Right, that's true.
And as a friend to you, because I know you didn't need this shit,
Oh,
and I know
thanks,
you're
man.
vulnerable to it. So, but my thing is, so what is your thing? What is like?
You think you're a good friend?
I hope so. I wanted to, I'm not just saying this compliment because you guys are sitting in front of me. You two, out of almost anyone I know, if I come to either of you with a very, very difficult situation,
Yeah.
for instance, like you go, I think I'm getting divorced or something, where other people, it scares people to talk about that shit or they don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
You have both been like, you lean into it. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
both very much like that. And it's not, I think that's kind of uncommon. You notice that you're calling people and it's going to voicemail the second time or the third time you want to talk about your divorce. But you guys were always like, let's get into this.
Yes.
But I would say I hope I'm a good friend. I hope so. Hope people would
Who's
say
the
that.
best friend for you, Rob or me?
Equal halves.
You
Equal
a-hole.
halves
Yeah.
of one best friend.
No, but you feel
50,
way more.
50.
You feel way more comfortable talking to Patricia.
I feel less scared.
Okay. No, but why is no? Let's just go. Let's end on this because
Okay.
seriously though. But why is that? You feel like, and because I feel the same way too. Like with some friends or some men, I feel more comfortable talking to women. To be honest, I've always been the guy friend who just have more women friends than guy friends. Like when I was in a, and I also think like it's just. I do think that women are gentler, and I do think that there's
Not me though, but yes.
no, you're tougher. You're tougher, but you still have an empathetic strain left. I don't know how long it's going to last, but you do have a way.
Oh, yeah.
Women have a way to have more empathy and
We care.
sympathy. Yeah,
We care
Also,
about you.
and we do different. Like when I talk to you guys about the same thing, you guys have very different things to say about it.
Yeah.
And one thing Patricia has that's so valuable is the POV of the woman. She you are very good with going, this is what she really thinks. She doesn't she's not texting you because she cares about you. She's texting you to find out what you're doing. Or,
Yeah.
like you're very good at.
She teaches me things about women that I was absolutely. I would say like an alien not understanding like what Earth is like. That's what Patricia's take on things. I remember she's talking because my mother, who's been married before my father, and who she would never talk about or whatever, and she said that he was and she always said like, no, he was lazy, didn't want to work hard, blah blah blah, and she said, but he was a really good dancer. And Patricia, you said, what did you say?
I don't even remember what I
She said no, she was completely in love with him, and he must have cheated or done something, and that's what happened. Blah blah blah. She's not telling you the truth, and I never thought about that because you just believe like your mom.
I don't think I said that he cheated on her. Now that I
but
remember
I'm
what
throwing
I said.
that in. No, but that's what you inferred or
No,
something.
I inferred that she was really in love with him because when she spoke about the nice things,
Yeah.
it was very sweet and lovely.
Yeah. So, but my mom never talks to us about that, and she won't allow us to talk about it. It's just all vowels.
I gotta say that I think I'm good at is to see through.
Yeah. No. You do.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
You see.
I can see through the intentions.
Because words are not. I mean, for people to really understand, words are not the most effective way to communicate. They're a limited, and it is a more or less a code to kind of zero in on something, and people don't. They act. That's why acting is so. I think is a valid and noble sometimes, or should be, or can be a noble way to make a living, because it really does. It expresses universal truths, but it doesn't express them openly and too, I should say, overly obvious. They're like a screen of perception that like you can see through, like a screen door that can be more closed and more open, and you get a glimpses of that. And maybe once in a good performance or whatever, like Adam Sandler's got this new movie, Uncut Gems, which is getting a lot of praise. I'm sure he's awesome.
It looks great.
But he's just as awesome in the comedies. But what it's so funny because critics are allowed to love a drama and praise a comedian in a drama, but they're not allowed to praise a comedian in a comedy because they don't feel safe or whatever. But my point is the matter is seeing that those perceptions and that thing is just a noble way to express things, you know. And I think like talking about language has its limitations, and so as we try to communicate and get to know each other, whatever, I think it's important to realize that is a limited way, and to really express that and to do that is from a continued trial and error, and that you try to do it with friends and with loved ones and everything. So,
but I think, like, sorry to interrupt you, but when you want to see through people, it's not like a skill or anything. Seriously, the only thing you have to do is to observe
and trust your instincts.
Yeah, so you have to trust your instincts, but also you have to observe. Like sometimes, or most times, I would say, people tell you things, but you have to really see what they're doing when they're telling you this.
Yeah,
that's why that's what actually for me, like what I would call intuition. Like it's just like just observing and matching your observations with what you're listening to.
Yeah,
and that's it. That's all it is. And I feel like I'm always very open to that. Like I observe everything.
Yeah. So you don't go off the words, or what people say.
Not only, I would say I don't go only off the words, but I would go through both. Like I see both.
Okay. Jamie?
Wow, I was sorry, I was deep in thought just now.
What do you see?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm
You have good
at
intuition.
I think I do have good intuition, but I gotta trust it more.
Yeah, I know.
You know?
Like, for instance, I think what happens with me too, and Jamie, I don't know, I'm not going to speak for you, but I'm going to. I just think sometimes you have your intuition, you go, but that can't be.
Yes. 100%.
I'm not going to, and I don't want to hold that against them.
You guys do that.
I'm not going to hold that against them. Like, but he did it again.
Yes.
Nah, but that's okay. Let that go again.
And then you realize you were right. Like that feeling you had in your stomach was right.
I had that for years and years and years with a member of my own family. And I realized I was right ever since I was a kid.
But you don't want it to be true.
Well, no, but not only that, but just like, oh God, maybe he'll get out of it or whatever, and he never did.
But you know what? In a more religious way, it says, there's a saying of when you want something, your way to communicate with God is through praying. So when you pray, you are basically asking for something.
Yeah.
Intuition is actually God trying to tell you something. No. It's basically like if you want something, like praying is like giving him a phone call. Intuition is God giving you a phone call.
Wow, that's good.
I like that.
But what about because I heard this is a really dark thing here. We should probably get. It's almost over here. The podcast. Thanks for listening, by the way. So let's just get to this. But one of the things interesting was like M. Scott Peck wrote this incredible book we talked about before, People of the Lie. He said, be careful if the message that you're getting is too clear, because that could be an evil message, like grab the steering wheel, drive into oncoming traffic. No, but I'm saying, like, if it's too clear, maybe that's not the message. Right? You guys look at me very confused and concerned.
I'm confused.
Are you receiving a lot of these messages?
So, anyway, I hope you like this shirt. I just changed my shirt.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, because you bought it for me. I knew you couldn't say you couldn't shit on it.
It's a great shirt.
I couldn't shit on it. I love that. It looks beautiful. All
right, God bless you. Hey, so...
that's a good color, by the way.
Good color for an old guy?
Not for an old guy. I love, because you have beautiful blue eyes.
Thank you.
And I love how blue looks on you.
The way you said that's a good color meant the other ones weren't. Now that's a good color.
I'm sorry I had to take a quick break, but I swear to God, we had Chinese food yesterday. Like we had this great place, Harbor Seafood.
Seafood Harbor.
Seafood Harbor restaurant out on Rosemead, 3939 Rosemead. I remember the address.
Amazing.
Really, last night was like incredible.
Yes.
But if you're not used to eating that food, I mean, like literally, like, whew.
Yeah.
It smells like a poultry slaughterhouse upstairs now.
God. Oh my Jesus, that's too much information.
Sometimes I'll just put it right in the toilet to save time. Just the takeout box.
Oh God. Okay, guys. So to finish this thing about the friends,
Are we gonna make this a 2-parter? What are we gonna do?
I don't know.
You guys okay on time? You're all right.
I'm okay.
So to finish this thing on Friends, how would you finish?
Yes.
How do you finish this thing on Friends?
So I was.
I think I'm a better friend now. Mm-hmm. I think I think I've before been not as good a friend, or as I like to not call it, shitty friend.
What do you think makes a friend a good friend?
Empathy and consistency, to be there when you need them. Mm-hmm. I mean, and when they don't want you to be there, but you need to be there, you know, and to confront them with stuff that no one else is going to tell them, but they really do need to hear. Mm-hmm. You know. What
about you, Jamie?
I'm not good at that part of friendship. Telling people things they need to hear. I feel like I'm there for people, but I'm not good at that.
I hope but you have to be very judicious in that. Mm-hmm. You know, like I told you that story about the guy who. Brilliant oncologist whose wife was cheating on him, and everybody knew. Like, I'm not saying a thing. But anyway,
that's the worst.
Somebody I did know did tell him, and it was that he cut us all out of his life.
Yeah, we were
because he got back with his life. He got back with his wife.
Yeah, we talked about that, like not recording this thing, and I was asking Rob, like, would you tell a friend, like, if you know that it's boyfriend or girlfriend is cheating on them, would you tell your friend?
Wouldn't it depend on the friend? Because some friends you probably could tell, or sometimes some other friends, like, if they're madly in love with them, or they got to be ready for it.
Oof.
But would you do it or no? Yes or no? Depending on who's that person. Because I would tell the person, like, if that person is my friend, there's no way I cannot.
Would you ever consider telling the cheating person that you knew and tell them they had to stop? Would you ever consider?
No.
I'll tell you what, that actually happened to me.
No.
Where a very, very good friend was my best friend at the time, before I met you. His wife was cheating on him. And she told me she was having an affair to get my approval. Like, oh, that's fine. She says, no, it has nothing to do with him. It's just his own thing that I need and my blah, blah, blah. And she saw, like, in my eyes, like I was not okay with this. And it did affect my relationship with her, but I never told him.
That's crazy that she would put you in that position.
No, because I was good friends with her too. But it did affect my relationship with her. And I feel bad now, years later, many, 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 many years later. I feel like I was like, I should not have, judged her, but I really loved the old friend of mine, and like I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And so, but at the same time, it's like she's a human being, and we're all humans, and we're all fallible.
Yeah.
And maybe there was something that she needed in the thing. And who am I to judge, and who am I to say, and why did I have to? Who's to pick sides? Your friends, and just it's about more acceptance. I will say that about, like, this guy. The first self-help book that I know of, or the one became firstly the most international. Before there was such a thing as self-help books, there was a guy named Dr. M. Scott Peck, who I was very lucky to meet. He wrote The Road Less Traveled, which is very instructive, modern way, because there's like a, you can look at the Bible and go, okay, well, there's a kind of, I can see how you live your life, and there's like a, the 10 Commandments and stuff, but like a modern way to grow and spiritually better yourself as a person was really informative. Was this book that was on the bestseller list for like 30 years, The Road Less Traveled. And it kind of gives a kind of a roadmap to how to deal with problems and how to better yourself and grow as a person. And, so I was lucky. I was able to actually kind of meet him, ask him questions, and then blah, blah, blah. But anyway, where are we going?
Well, I would tell my friend. It depends also on this situation. Like, for instance, if I know that the spouse kind of had like a one night stand, I wouldn't tell.
Okay.
But if I know that person is basically having like a double life, relationship, I would totally tell.
But I'm sorry, I forgot where I was going. I was talking about M. Scott Peck. What he said was he's in his 40s, and Jamie, you're still in your 40s.
I am.
And God knows eventually you'll get in your 40s, Patricia, you lovely young woman, you.
Forever young, darling.
But he said, like, in his 40s, he felt like he got to conquer the world kind of thing. And then when he got in his 60s, he realized he had more humility. And he was a guy who was a psychoanalyst, or I should say a psychotherapist. and he felt like more humbled in his in the idea that who is he to give advice to these other people that is affecting their lives, and he felt a lot more responsibility and a lot more humility, and realizing the incredible trust and incredible responsibility it is to give this advice or to help mold people in ways that they need to be instructive to improve their lives and grow and deal with problems. It's like, whoa, so as you get older and you're like, whoa, I don't know. So that's part of being like a friend too, is just like, are they ready for this? But like in that one friend, I feel like I know for a fact it would have been a completely destructive thing for me to tell. I knew instinctively because I was still a young man. I was just in my early 20s, if not maybe 22. But I knew that if I had told, that would have been very destructive in their relationship. And I loved him, and I said, I'm not going to do that because this is not going to be helpful. This has nothing to do with me, and they seem to be blah, 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 and I'm not going to betray her trust, and I'm not going to destroy this thing. It's not for me to say. But you got to take it like per, on a basis per basis. You ever told anybody their wives were cheating on them?
No, I've never been put in that situation.
Coward.
I've never been.
Would you?
I know I'd have trouble with that.
Patricia would. She said she would tell.
I like Patricia's theory angle, or if it's like a one night thing, do you not say anything because it's just like a mistake?
Yeah.
But if they have a secret family,
Yeah.
then I think you owe it to your
Exactly.
friends.
That's what I feel like you would owe it. Like if it's a one thing, it's like when you eat very good
like a
and then
cheat
you have
day?
like exactly
and then you go
have
get Chinese food like last night.
exactly.
And then the
That
whole
doesn't-
upstairs smells like a poultry slaughterhouse.
Well, because that doesn't make you a bad person, It's just it makes you human. But having like another family,
Yeah.
that's hurtful.
But don't you think guys, we talked about this before with your brilliant friend
With Sylvia.
Sylvia. Yeah.
That's true.
And she said something very interesting. She said that women can get over it. They can get over the cheating. Not always, but they can get over it seemingly easier than guys. Guys, more times than not, can't get over it.
Okay.
Yes.
Why is that? Why do women get over it? I forget. Because I listened to her, and I think I just totally tuned it out.
Now we have I think we have a better forgiveness
More empathetic.
thing, going on. And also it's because you don't take it, women,
Guys' egos get in the way.
yeah, women don't take it in their ego as much.
Yeah.
I mean, it still hurts and it's a betrayal of, trust. But women don't think like, that other woman is a better woman.
You found out. Let's say you
You
get married
think-
again. Let's say you get married again,
Okay.
Jamie.
I like this doomsday scenario you're setting up. I get married again,
Okay.
and then
And then Patricia finds out
that
that your wife's cheating on you.
Okay, did I remarry the same person? This is a different person.
And now, do you want her to tell you?
Yeah, I would 100% yes.
But
There's no but. 100% yes, because I think having information, I think you need to have the information you need to, because it changes the course of your life. And if
That's
a person's
true.
not in,
it does. But would you? But if that does that mean that they're not in though?
I guess maybe it would depend. I would never get married again.
Never, huh?
Not even in this
That's
hypothetical.
dangerous to say that because that means you will.
You think?
Yeah, if you're open to it, that means you may not. But if you say you definitely won't, that means you may jump off a cliff again.
Okay. Then I'm open to it.
Okay,
Just
good.
trying to not be married. What am I going to say?
Anyways,
Well, you are a very good friend.
you're a good friend, Jamie.
Well, thanks, guys.
Let me
guys
give you
are-
that. Let me give you
Would
that.
you tell Rob if I was cheating on him?
I think I would. I'd have to really think about it.
Would you
I'd
tell?
Look
have
how
to.
safe that is.
Would you
I'd
tell
have
me
to.
if Rob was cheating on me?
Of course, yeah. I would have to. I would owe it to you guys.
Well,
love
don't tell us.
I have to tell you both something. No, I'm just kidding.
Everything we started out with your therapist. Everything the therapist, what you said to your therapist, and what your issues are, is exemplified in that one tiny thing right there. All right. Well, anyway, Jamie, it's a pleasure to have you back.
It was so fun, guys.
And
you guys are the best.
It's always great with Patricia and I, but with we have fun together. But with you, it's like finally there's like a dessert at the end of the meal.
Yeah, it's like the cherry on top.
Good to
It's
be
like
here.
the beautiful Chinese dessert at the end of the meal.
Oh.
Where it's what Patricia loves. It's like beans, sweet beans.
I'm sorry, I'm Mexican. It's not my thing.
It's like, what the fuck is this?
Yes.
Is this some kind of bean goo with
Really?
sugar in it?
Very short story, but my friend owned a Chinese restaurant, and I
Owned a
was
Chinese
younger.
restaurant?
Or I'm sorry, his parents did.
Oh,
he was
he a Chinese guy?
He was a Chinese guy, and he invited us to come once, and he gave us the meal, and it was like pretty good. And then he gave us just an inedible dessert. And
I know.
I was with-
Chinese. God bless them. They know how to take a duck and like murder it, and
Yes.
and make it the most beautiful, delicious thing ever. But the idea of cream and dessert with like butter
Yeah.
and it's just they couldn't make a tiramisu if you were strangling them. Make a tiramisu.
And I remember my dad was like, he brought us a free dessert.
Yeah.
And he was like, you really should eat it because it's like a free. And I took like a little bite and I was like, Dad, take a bite before you go on with your thing that we should eat these. And my dad takes a bite. And then he goes, here. And I hand it to him and he just put it in a nearby plant.
I'm that guy too.
Yeah.
I want to hide it. Like I would put it in a napkin.
Yeah.
I put a lot of food in napkins over the days because I don't want to insult people. Yeah.
But great to see you guys. This was so
Hey, that
fun.
was so good. We
Thank
should have
you for
ended.
coming.
We should have ended before that story, but
We could through the magic of editing.
no. That was good. No, I appreciate that. See, I was just a bad friend just there.
Yeah. Well, I think a good friend is just being happy for your friends when
Agreed.
they're happy
Yeah.
and cheering them up when they're.
Did you ever find out that
not
you weren't happy for a friend?
Yeah, it's when we were talking about this when you went to ruin your upstairs.
Exactly.
And
Before we had to move to another house.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if people could smell it through their phones. No, I'm just kidding.
And their trucks.
we were
By the way, hi to my FedEx buddy out there. He's driving a FedEx truck, and he Instagram. He said he listens to the show while he's driving. So, God bless you. Drive safe out there, and thanks for listening. And we're your buddies.
Do you remember Spade had a joke? He goes, I bought a new car, I bought a UPS truck. It gets terrible gas mileage, but I can park anywhere I want. But I've noticed.
Who did he buy that joke from?
Oh, God.
We were talking about how like I have friends who I'm so happy for when they have success. There is not a part of me that is jealous or anything. But then there's some people where, but I don't think it's friends where I hear something and I go, what the fuck? Like you find yourself getting that like little bit of jealousy or.
You know what though? It's true though, because like John Cleese said that to me one time. He said like, I want all my friends to be moderately successful or some form of that. But I want them to be good. I want them to do good, but I want them to create something that's good, but I don't want them to do like, amaze something like a genius thing. It's a competitive nature.
I was gonna say, I think you have, as guys, you have that problem.
Yeah.
As men, because I don't think women. I mean, there's like a different type of competition probably, but the true friends, they want you to be happy and successful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
They
no.
don't
But it's true. It's a difference. We can still be true friends, but still be really competitive with each other.
But you have to be less successful than me. Basically, like with men, that's how you guys feel.
No. But it's true though. No. Not less successful. That's not the thing. We don't want you to be successful.
Oh God!
No, I'm sorry.
That's even worse.
No. It's
Yeah.
we just don't want you to be. It's competitive. It's like basketball. I can be like my best buddy, like Adam Sandler and I. We've been like, I remember like, I'll bet you $500 right now that I can beat you in a game of tennis. $500 right now, cash. Anyway, so we, it was midnight, so there was no place open. So we had to go to a place in New York, and we said, "Will you open up for us?" And the security guy said, "All right." And so he let us in. It was empty. We had the only place in New York that we could get into, and that motherfucker won. And I swear to God, he was like, he wanted to make sure that he could beat me in tennis because he thought he could be good. And I had a cold though that day, so I always had that excuse. But we remember it 30 years later. But like, yeah, so there is that competitive kind of thing, but it isn't necessarily. But at the same time, I'm really happy for him. I'm happy for him. But like, there's also like. Some friends. I remember, like, when you first remember, like, when you're doing stand up and that guy got Letterman. Like, oh fuck, I want to get Letterman. There's that thing, but
some of that.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, the other day, my friend Karime, that she's also like a very good friend of mine. We went to the same audition for Voice, and she went before me. And I called her, because I told her like, hey, I'm gonna go do this thing, and she gave me like super great advice for making my audition like
It's amazing.
like perfect.
So you think?
No, she really did. She was very sweet because she said, make sure when you're doing your thing, smile while you're doing it, because that way your voice changes.
Oh yeah.
It makes you like more likable and blah blah blah. And I
She's
said,
like, and
that's
drop
very
the
nice.
C word. They love that. Sure. Yeah. And I would say with my role is like I like being like the guy behind the guy sometimes. That's why it's so easy for me to be happy for my friends because it's like but the more successful Rob is, he gives me opportunities and I get to help him with, so it's all good for everybody.
That's true. The more successful Rob gets. I like that sentence.
As I was saying it, I was wishing I had said it differently. More.
All right, then. Thank you,
gets.
Jamie, for considering me a better friend than Rob.
I don't know. I didn't get that from that at all.
I went half.
He just knew you'd take it worse.
Exactly half.
Half.
No, you guys are great friends.
And thank you for telling me if Patricia ever cheats on me.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
And then
thank you, darling, for lying, saying that I was the best friend you ever had in your life.
You're welcome. You are. You are.
That was great acting.
That was very sincere.
Was
a lot of eye contact. You can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't believe it, right?
I know you don't, but I know there's this. If you dig deep enough and do an archaeological dig on that heart of yours, you'd find that.
Okay.
Holy shit!
You'd find underneath that layer of ice.
Oh God!
There'd be a section of that heart.
It's yours.
Aorta.
That belongs to you.
that actually believes it. But anyway, Jamie, well, we wish you the best. Your kids are doing good.
All good. Everybody's good. Everybody's doing great.
I want to dedicate this episode to our dear friend and passed on Camilo, our doggy. And we love you, Camilo. We miss you.
We miss your farting we're doing this.
We miss your farting. We miss your making noise on the blinds. And I wish you were here making noise again with us. And sorry for every chance I had to play with you that I didn't. I miss you and I love you. Anyway, so Camilo, we miss you, buddy. Love you and glad you're not in pain anymore.
I love you.
Not wearing a cone anymore. Okay, Jamie, follow that.
I got nothing. Camilo was a good boy.
Yeah,
he was a good boy.
He was in our TV show.
I know.
Yeah, so we
will always have that.
He'll always be there. No, I love him, and I feel bad. Anyway, God bless you, buddy. Miss you, and we'll meet again. I know we will. Reincarnation's a fact. Everything in nature is a cycle. Everything that begins again starts and has a cycle, comes back, and that's just the way the universe is. So we'll see you again, pal. I love you, and thanks for listening, everybody. See what happens. If people want to get a hold of Patricia Maya Schneider, how are they going to do that?
You can find me on Instagram at I am Patricia Maya. And right there on my bio, there's a link to my YouTube channel.
Oh, awesome.
I do a lot of cooking, healthy-ish recipes. Easy
that anybody
ones.
can do.
Anybody can do.
Just a little confidence.
And I'm located at, by the way, guys, I did No App November.
Good. That's
which
good,
is
right?
no Facebook, no Instagram, no social media.
That's good. That was great. It was good to disengage, huh?
It feels good. Your screen time goes way down.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm at Instagram. I am Jamie Lissow, but I'm not going to be.
And we're going to be doing a gig together.
December 7th.
December 7th. Cove Haven Resort.
Crushed it.
Good job. That's Saturday, December 7th, and that's going to be the Real Rob Show. And the night before that will be at the Sellersville Theater. Why not? That's just going to be Patricia and I. And then at the end of the year, you can catch me in Schaumburg at the Chicago Improv, December 27th, 28th, 29th. Jamie,
great club, by the way. Schaumburg.
Tony Baldino.
Amazing.
Best guy ever. All right. All the best, and his lovely wife, Pat. Okay. All the best to you, Jamie. Continued success for you. And there's good news coming up about our TV show. So if you can squeeze some time in to come back, we'd love to have you.
Love it, man. Thanks, brother.
Okay, all the best. See what happens. Thanks for listening. Bye. Drive safe, buddy.